Welcome back, everyone, to the program. I'm your host today, Jeff. I'm going to be going over altcoins today, but before I jump into it, if you like this kind of content, I'm going to remember at the top, believe it or not this time. If you like this, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I read them all. We get back to them all. Please share this with somebody who needs to see it, would like to see it. Helps the channel grow. We're trying to get that magic 1,000 number so we can go live on YouTube. We're getting there. But I'm going to talk today about altcoins. And last time when I'll put the link up here, I did a video on the top 25 and the altcoins that I liked, obviously outside of Bitcoin, because everything else besides Bitcoin is an altcoin. And the purpose behind investing in altcoins, should you feel like you want to do that, not financial advice, but if you want to go down that path, the idea is that you're looking for projects that make sense and can outpace Bitcoin. Otherwise, you would just put your investment into Bitcoin and call it a day. But we're going to look at projects that are outside the top 25, so they have smaller market cap, but they're still within the top 100. And these are projects that I like. I'll even talk about a couple projects I don't like. And I'll even give you a bonus one that's going to be outside of the top 100 that does something similar to something in the top 100. I think it could be a good project as well. So let's get started. Let's jump right into it. And again, like, share, subscribe. That really helps out the channel. But let's just jump right in. I'm going to make that a lot easier to read it and zoom in. This is like CoinGecko, and we're going to start in the top, right at the 25. Okay, so we're there. We're going to go past 25. We talked about Monero last time. Let's start with Ethereum Classic. Now, a lot of these I'm going to go off of memory of what they do and just tell you what I did. I mentioned Atom or Cosmos in the top 25 video, but here Ethereum Classic just moved ahead of it a little bit. For whatever reason, I'm surprised that they moved that much, but Ethereum Classic was not mentioned in the last video. What is Ethereum Classic? Originally, Ethereum was all one blockchain, and then there was a hack that happened even before I started working in cryptocurrency. I think it was like 2014 or 2015 this happened, and there were some people, there's a debate. Should we roll back the blockchain, which goes right against everything that they believe as far as, blockchain is truth, it's immutable, you can't change it, or do we try to right this wrong and roll back the blockchain? And what happened is there were two camps. There was the camp that said never roll back a blockchain. That became Ethereum Classic. And the ones that decided to roll back the blockchain became the well-known Ethereum. So they diverged at that point. So Ethereum Classic is it's like Coca-Cola Classic. It's the granddaddy of Ethereum. It's the true to the original. That was originally what happened. Ethereum obviously now is much different than Ethereum Classic. Not only did they roll back the blockchain, which is a no-no in most crypto circles, they also are now proof of stake, whereas Ethereum Classic is proof of work. So a lot of the miners are going to head there. I wanted to mention that because Ethereum Classic is actually the third or fourth. Let me share that as well. I'll grab it real quick. I think that's right here. So yeah, so these are the Grayscale holdings. Okay, so I got to zoom in on this too. So these are the Grayscale is a large holder of cryptocurrency. They were one of the largest ETFs or pseudo ETFs, whatever. They have funds that own a whole bunch of crypto. Their top four holdings, all right, Bitcoin, Ethereum, 1 and 2. Not a surprise there. Into the billions, 18 billion for Bitcoin, 5.5 billion for Ethereum. The third largest holding, which is very interesting because not many people talk about Ethereum Classic, is Ethereum Classic. The fourth is Litecoin, which I mentioned last week, and the fifth is Bitcoin Cash, also mentioned last week. Litecoin gets an honorable mention this week because it's the halving week. This is the week where they cut the supply in half once again, so it's a big deal. You'll see a lot of news about that on Litecoin. Now let's jump back to the top 100 and start rolling through here again. So we talked about Ethereum Classic, talked about Atom and Cosmos in the previous video. Now, I don't know much about OKB. I'm going to skip it. The ones I don't know, just skip them because you don't need to know 100 projects. You really don't. Okay. But over time, I probably know more than 100 projects. But the ones I'll tell you, ones I like, ones I don't like. Filecoin and Internet Computer Project, those are two that I really don't like. And Filecoin, what they do is that it's storage on the blockchain. You're just storing files like a massive file repository. I don't feel the need for that, but that's the project, and they're doing pretty well. Internet Computer Protocol, they want to build a new internet using the blockchain. Also, not a fan of that project. I just don't see the value in it. But hey, to each their own. That's what the project does. If you like it, dig on into it. Now, a couple others that I want to mention. I'm going to jump around a little bit here. You have Hedera, Hashgraph, now known as just Hedera or HBAR. There's also Quant, QNT. And I'm going to roll down a little bit further to, well, Algorand is also there, but there was one more that I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah, Zinfin or XDC. All these projects I just mentioned, Zinfin or XDC, Algorand, which is mostly a stablecoin project, Quant, and Hedera. They are all what they call ISO, I always get this number wrong, ISO 222. So 20022 is the protocol. That is the protocol that a lot of people are tying with Ripple and the banking system. That could be the new SWIFT system. If you believe the whole ISO 222 protocol will be enacted, even if by the banks, then all those projects stand to do well. I think Quant was doing very well this week. No, actually it was Zinfin. Zinfin was doing very well this week. Let's take a look real quick. They were at 57. They're up 13.5% this week. So that's significant for them because they're 5.5 cents. So that's significant. So, all right, I scrolled up too much. Sorry about the scroll. Let's move along. So I mentioned the whole ISO 222 as a group. If I had to pick one of them, aside from XRP, which if you're into that, XRP is the one, in my opinion. The next one I like, even though the price is high, is Quant, because I think it does something very unique. Hedera, Hashgraph does their own protocol. It's not a blockchain. It's called a Hashgraph. Originally, it was proprietary. Now it's open source. So that is a bonus to Hedera Hashgraph that HBAR could be used by other projects, because closed source versus open source, really not many people like closed source software. You want to be able to see what you're looking at. Anyway, let's move along. All right, Kronos. This is the CRO. This is the Crypto.com native token. Now, I mentioned this one only because I wonder about Crypto.com. I watched the UFC fights, which were amazing, by the way. The pay-per-view this past week, probably the best set of fights that I've seen. The card was amazing. Every fight was fantastic. Was debating whether I was going to watch it or not, but I'm glad I did. In any event, all over UFC, you see Crypto.com, advertising, the shirts, everything. They're everywhere. It's really interesting that the level of cryptocurrency projects and especially platforms to trade on that are still allowed to be advertised. And that was in Utah. I mean, I think that with everything that's been happening with Choke Point 2.0 and shutting down availability to use Coinbase or availability to use, I'm drawing Binance US and Kraken and all the different closures and issues like the BitPay card. I think Crypto.com, they still have a card. They still have a platform. I'm amazed that they're not, banned in the US yet. I expect that news to come almost any day now, but we'll see. So I'm not a huge fan of that project. The token, they used to have 2 native tokens, then they went to 1. The tokenomics has changed several times. A lot of people were kind of iffy on that platform, but they exist. I just mentioned it out there. They're a top 50 project. Another top 50 project is Aptos, who's been changed. That project has changed name at least once, maybe twice. They were formerly known as Diem, which is formerly known as Libra, which was associated with Facebook. So no thanks. We move on. All right. I don't know much of Arbitrum. I don't know that one. I'm going to skip that. VeChain. Okay, so VeChain is a supply chain. Speaking of UFC, they're a big sponsor of UFC. VeChain is a blockchain supply chain company. They track where things are made, where things go from. If you want to know farm to table and prove it, you use VeChain. You would know where, if you buy, you buy this cell phone, right? You buy a cell phone. Where did the chips come from? Where was the board made? Where was the case made? Where was the touchscreen made? All that stuff could be tracked in the blockchain if you had supply chain metrics on a blockchain. Now, VeChain was originally a Chinese company. I think they moved over to Europe. I'm not certain where. Probably very friendly to crypto nation, which means it's probably small. But VeChain is out there. But there's one bonus project I wanted to talk to you about. And let me pull that over here from another window. All right, that is right there. Let's see. Did it show up? Yes. Origin Trail. Now, Origin Trail, I covered this in Altcoinopoly. And by the way, I owe you guys, and I want to show you guys what Altcoinopoly was for those who weren't around. I will make another video about that shortly. I need to find the whole image of everything and show you. But we played a game where I replaced every space on the very famous board from this game. All right, this game, this game right here, the game I'm talking about, and we replaced all the different spots that you can land on as far as properties to own with crypto projects. So it wound up being 30ish projects, and it was a fun game. But Origin Trail had a space right next to VeChain because it was about supply chain. So Origin Trail, which originally was Tracer, I believe was the project. That's why it's called Track. Might have been Tracker. I don't know. But this project, it's number 250, 260 in market cap. So even though it's 25 cents, and I think, let's take a look at VeChain again. VeChain is below 2 pennies. So this is an example of market cap versus price. VeChain is cheaper in price, but they have a bigger market cap. They have 33 million. If I go and I pull up, well, I'm gonna jump. Let's jump here. Let's go ahead and jump it down. Let's see. All right, we'll open this up in a new tab and take a look. So the market cap here is 97 million versus. Let's clear that. So we go back down to VeChain. VeChain, where are you at? Where are you hiding? There we go. Project number 40, market cap of 33 million versus, wait a minute, 97 million? That doesn't make any sense. That's its daily. I'm sorry. That's I'm zoomed in too much. If I slide over, there we go. VeChain is 1.4 billion. And as far as size, you need to be over $1 billion to be in the top 45. So anyway, if you like supply chain on the blockchain as a thought, VeChain is the leader in the clubhouse as the top project. They have a lot of marketing. If you want to take an even bigger swing at something, here's something that is a tenth the size, and they do similar things. Not financial advice, but that's the kind of risk reward you can take and go outside the top 100. It's riskier to go outside the top 100, of course, but because they're smaller projects, but the reward could be higher. All right, moving right along and moving along quickly here, we have the graph. The graph is similar to Chainlink, they keep prices, and they're an oracle for prices across many blockchains. The graph indexes information on all blockchains, and they're like a library, like an index of all the different blockchains. That's what they want to be. So think about an oracle, but not just for price, about anything that's on a blockchain. That's the graph and what they want to do. Interesting project, very aggressive. Obviously, DeFi, there's tons of those. I always pass on those and move on. Talked about Algorand. I pass on EOS, not a fan of that project. Sandbox is an Axie Infinity. They are online gaming experiences. They have not done well. Again, you have another multiverse one here. Here's one, Theta Network. Okay, so Theta Network is a good one. I'm going to do a dedicated video to that. I'm going to refresh a lot of the videos. When I did Altcoinopoly, I did a video on all of the projects. So I'm going to refresh those, or I'm going to find the old link to it, and we'll have a good laugh watching old videos. But Theta is a great project. They are a strong project, and they have a number of patents, and they're basically, their use cases internet bandwidth, putting videos on, and they have the founders are from Twitch and YouTube, and they started theta.tv. It's a strong project. It's got lots of patents for putting video online and distributing video, much like what Netflix does, but this is on the blockchain. Theta is a very strong project, and it's one of my favorites. And it's got its own ecosystem. It's a layer one. There's Theta, there's Theta Fuel, and now there's Theta Drop. And they have NFTs. They have lots of stuff on that platform. Big fan of Theta. Try and move this video along because it's already getting a little long. Let's wrap up as quickly as we can here. We mentioned Zenfin. Tezos, strong blockchain, good staking results. It's a layer one. I like it. I've heard interesting things about Caspa as an attempt to be something on XRP. Don't know much about it. Not a fan of Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. Don't like that at all. Decentraland, another gaming platform. Render is an interesting project. What they do is they turn something that's in the 3D world and render it into the digital space. So if you want to make an NFT or a game token or a sword or a gun or something you want to use in a video game, a shield that you want to resell, whatever, Rendered will do that. Interesting Web3 technology there. Neo, it's a Chinese blockchain, kind of pass on that one. Kava's, again, another DeFi. Gates for Gate.io. Qcoin is for Qcoin. Pepe is a meme coin. It came out of nowhere, did really well, and just kind of falling off the rails right now. Chiliz is a gambling platform. Curve and Compound, that's more on DeFi. IOTA is, I think, another 222 project. So we're moving along. We're not going to talk about Classic Luna. We're going to skip on that. And that's basically it. I think I hit on all the coins I wanted to talk about in the top 100, and even gave you a bonus one be out of the top 100. So let me drop out of here and say, I hope that you enjoyed this rundown quickly of the coins from, say, 25-ish down to 100, even with a bonus one. What coins did you like? What project do you like? And leave a comment down below. And I will say again, you don't need 100 coins. You don't need to know 100 projects. Once you're involved in projects, it gets very cumbersome to stay on top of it and say, when am I going to get out? What is my strategy? That's why we say always have a plan. That's one of our crypto commandments. And additionally, that's where we offer membership, and that's where we offer our AMAs. So you continue to talk to us or even consult with us and just say, what's my target price? What should I do in this instance? Because not everybody's target price is going to be the same. There's tons of videos out there and saying, get into this project. It's a great project, blah, blah, blah. But they never tell you the good price point, the good exit strategy, how to manage that, how to make sure you make a profit. Simple rules like as soon as you double your money, you sell half, those kinds of things. That's where we talk about in our consults and our AMAs, and we would love to have you there. Details are all at economicpreppers.com. But with all that said, I'm going to leave that there for now, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.